Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial. Today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful shift dress with a bell sleeve and built-up collar. So if this is what you are looking at to learn, please stick to the end of the tutorial. If you are joining us for the first time, thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we have a new tutorial. For our returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. If you are yet to join my WhatsApp group, the link will be in the description box. So also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment, and also share the video. Thank you, and let's get started. Alright, so to draft the shift dress with built-up collar and snatched waist, I'm going to be using this Ankara print and the crepe fabric. So we'll be needing around like 3 yards of Ankara to make the dress because of the bell sleeve, but my Ankara is not up to 3 yards, so I have like 2 yards here. So I'm going to be using the crepe for the built-up collar and also for the sleeve. So if your Ankara is up to 3 yards, you can just go ahead to use it for the sleeve. You just use the plain crepe as the built-up collar. So now that we have this now, so to know how to fold your fabric in order to manage your fabric, like I'm trying to manage mine now. So to fold the fabric, you are going to be folding the fabric into 4. So you do your hip divided by 4 plus 4 inches, whatever the hip is. So my hip is 42 inches. Divided by 4, I have 10.5. So I have 10.5 plus 4 inches, so that's around 14.5. So I'm just going to fold my fabric with these measurements here. Alright, so I folded my fabric into 4 like this, and after folding I have about, so this is on my fabric, I have about 16 inches here after folding, which is even more than what we calculated. So now I'm going to start at this point and mark out the border line, the starting point for the measurement. So from this point here, I'm going to measure the chest line, which is 9.5. I have the chest line here like this. So on this shoulder line, I'm going to be marking the shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. I will add ½ inch for my allowance for the joining of the sleeve, so I have 8.5 here. Then I'll come here on the chest line also and mark 8.5. We'll go ahead to connect the lines together. So from this shoulder line now, I will step down by ½ inch for my shoulder slope. So the neck width, I'll be using the neck width of 3 inches. So for the back neck, I'll be using the depth of 1.5 inches for the back neck. Don't forget the fabric is folded into 4, so we have both the front and the back here. So I will mark out the back neck, and the depth of the front neck will be 8 inches. But I will just mark this one here like this. So I'll connect the shoulder slope to the neck width. Okay, so also I'll mark my waistline, which is 18 inches. And the hip line of 27 inches. The length of the dress I'm working with the finishing of the hem will be 38 inches. So you go ahead and use your desired length. So once we have all of this marked out now, on the chest line, I'm going to be measuring my bust divided by 4. My bust is 40 inches. Divided by 4, I have 10 inches. So I will add 1 inch as ease allowance and 1 inch as side seam allowance. Hip bust divided by 4 plus 1 inch seam ease allowance and 1 inch seam side seam allowance. And my waist is 34 inches. That's divided by 4. I have 8.5. So I will add 1.5 as my ease allowance for the waist and 1 inch as my side joining allowance. On the hip line, I'm going to mark in my hip divided by 4, 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for side seam allowance. So whatever I have on the hip line now, here I have 12.5. I'm going to take it to the hem of the dress like this, and on the hem I will add extra 2 inches. Then I'll go ahead to connect all the lines together. Okay, so this is what I have after connecting together. So for our armhole now, we are going to divide what we have here into 2. So we have it here and step down by 1. So we'll connect it like this. So this will be for our back armhole. So now that we have marked out all the desired measurements, okay, so for this center front here, for the front for the front bodice, this is the neck with a depth of 8 inches. So from this neck depth now, I'm going to be marking 2.5 inches all the way down to the hem. So this is what we are going to be cutting out and be replacing with the collar, with the plain material. So I'll mark all the way down. Alright, so we have this here. So we'll go ahead now and cut out the pattern. So I'll be cutting out the back neck first and the side also. So after cutting out, I'm going to be taking out the one inside, which is for the back bodice. So I'll take this one out like this, and I'll have the front still folded in like this. So I'm going to connect this 8 inches neck depth. I'm going to be connecting it from this place. Don't forget that we step in by 2 inches. So from this 2.5 inches, I'll connect it to the neck waist. So I'm going to be cutting this line down to the hem. Okay, so we have the 2 piece for the front. So bring back the back bodice. So we have the back bodice here like this. We are going to be placing the right side facing the right side together to join it on the shoulder line. So the right side of the front to the right side of the back. So go ahead and join it on both sides of the shoulder. Alright, so I've joined the back and the front. I've joined them together on the shoulder. So next we are going to be doing now is to be joining it on the side. And don't forget that we added 1 inch as our side seam allowance. So for this side now, I've gone out. So now we'll be joining the side together with the 1 inch allowance we added. But before we do the final joining, on this side, for both sides now, we are going to be passing the loop that we are going to be using to snatch the waist at the back. So to do that now, I've gone ahead to sew the tiny rope that we are going to be using. So I will mark out 3 inches long for each of the loop, and we need 3 on this side and 3 on the other side also. Cut it out now. So we have 3 for this side and 3 for the other side, making 6 altogether. So where are we going to be placing it? From our waistline here, we are going to be stepping up by 1.5, and down the waistline another 1.5. So we're placing it at this point on the waist and also at this other point. So to make your loop now, we are going to be folding this one like this. So when you want to place it, you fix it inside this part like this. You make sure that it is at the joining that we made here. So you pin it down. So now that we have fixed the loop now, we'll go ahead and stitch the 1 inch allowance that I've marked out. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for this other side also. Alright, so I've joined the side, and this is what the loop is looking like on both sides. So now that we have done this now, we'll go ahead to fix the built-up collar. So to know the length of the built-up collar we are going to be making, we have to measure from the hem here round the back neck and also to the other hem. So you go ahead and measure it like this. So for my own now, I got 86 inches. So I'll go ahead now and cut it on the crepe fabric. So I'm cutting 86 inches long, and the fabric is going to be on fold like this. So I'll cut 3 inches wide. All right, so I've cut out the built-up, what we are going to be using for the built-up collar. So it's 6 inches wide by the length I measured round the dress. So to join it together now, we are going to be folding it into two like this. So you fold it into two like this. So from the top here, you measure 13 or 14 inches. This is what will go around the neck to the front depth. So you mark it here, and you are going to be stitching it at the middle here. So we can press it together to know the middle, or you just measure your 3 inches and you are going to be sewing it to the hem. All right, so here now I've stitched it together. So by the time I open it up, this is what it's looking like on the outside. So once you're able to achieve this now, you are going to go ahead and notch the center of this collar and also the center of the dress. So you take this notch part to the center of this dress here, you fold your dress into two and you notch the center. So this notch part now, right side facing the right side, you are going to be pinning it down all the way to the hem, and you stitch it with 0.5 inch allowance. All right, so I have fixed the collar, and this is what the collar is looking like. So now that we have fixed the collar, we go ahead to finish the hem, and also we cut the bell sleeve. All right, so to cut the sleeve, I'll be using this plain crepe material to cut the sleeve as my fabric is not enough. So first we are going to know what we have on our round armhole here. So just fold it like this and measure it round. So here I have about 11 inches here. So I'm going to determine the cap height of 4.5. I will use 5 for my cap height, so I'll mark it down. So you are trying to get the curve of 11 inches. So it's a free sleeve, so let me just do this. Okay, so we have it here, and guess what is at the middle. So here I have 11 inches also. I'll divide it into two 5.5. So here I will go down by 0.5. This will place also divide into another 2.75. So here I will go down by 0.5. Divide this one also. I will go up here by 0.5 also. So I'll connect the lines together. So if you measure this curved line, you should be able to get more than, so I have 12 inches here, so I'll use 1 inch to stitch it together at the head. So it comes to the length here. So for the length I'm working with, is not a full sleeve I'm making, it's just 20 inches, which is the one that I'm going to use for the folding. So this hem line now, depending on how wide you want it to be, so I'll just make it 13 inches. So I'll connect from this point here to this point to get our bell sleeve effect. So with this now, we'll cut it out and go ahead to cut out for the two sleeves. All right, so I have fixed the sleeve on both sides, and this is what our shift dress is looking like. So just go ahead now and give it a very good press and do the finishing of the inside. So thank you for joining us in our tutorial today, and we'll see you in the next class.